Hi, good morning everybody. Today we will continue with the properties we are doing with matrices. Matrix multiplication property, addition property we finished. Now we will go for the next concept called determinants. Next concept, before going for determinants we will go for symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. What is a skew symmetric matrix? What is a symmetric matrix? Symmetric matrix. What is symmetric matrix we discussed? If A transpose equal to A, then A is called as symmetric. What is the transpose? Changing rows into columns and columns into rows is called as transpose. We already discussed it. And symmetric matrix means A transpose equal to A. A is a square matrix. A is a square matrix. A is a square matrix. A is a square matrix, and A transpose equal to A. A transpose equal to A, then A is called as a symmetric matrix. Then A is called as a symmetric matrix. A is called as a symmetric matrix. Transposing rows into columns, columns into rows is called as A transpose. We discussed. Now, if A is square matrix and transpose by changing rows to columns, columns to rows, if we get again A, then it is called as a symmetric matrix. Example: A equal to 1, 2, 2, 3. What is A transpose? Change the rows into columns, columns into rows. You will get the same again 1, 2, 3. So A transpose equal to AI. Therefore, this is a symmetric matrix. Like this. What is a skew symmetric matrix? Skew symmetric. What is a skew symmetric matrix? If A transpose equal to minus A. If A transpose equal to minus A. If A transpose equal to A is a square matrix and A transpose equal to minus A, then A is called as skew symmetric matrix. A transpose equal to minus A, then A is called as skew symmetric. Example of skew symmetric we can make like this: A equal to 0, 1, 2, minus 1, 0, 3 something, minus 2, minus 3. Now, find A transpose. What is it? A transpose equal to, changing rows to columns, columns to rows, 0, 1, 2. First row and second row, minus 1, 0, 3, and third row, minus 2, minus 3, 0. Now if you take minus common, this is minus common if I take, then we get A is A. So A transpose equal to minus A. Therefore A is called as skew symmetric matrix. A is called as skew symmetric matrix. So symmetric means A transpose equal to A, skew symmetric equal to means A transpose equal to minus A. All these we already discussed. And every square matrix can be expressed as sum of two matrices. One is symmetric, other is skew symmetric. Any square matrix can be expressed as sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. Means every matrix, A is a square matrix, then you can express it as a sum of symmetric as well as skew symmetric. Means P equal to A plus A transpose and Q is equal to A minus A transpose. This is symmetric matrix. This is always skew symmetric matrix. So A equal to P plus Q. If I do, I will get 2A. Means if I do by 2 by 2, that is P is equal to A plus A transpose by 2 is symmetric matrix for every matrix A, and Q is equal to A minus A transpose by 2 is skew symmetric matrix. So every matrix can be written as sum of symmetric plus skew symmetric. Symmetric matrix is A plus A transpose by 2. Skew symmetric is A minus A transpose by 2. So like this we can write every square matrix as sum of two matrices One is symmetric, other is skew symmetric. So A plus A transpose is always symmetric. What is symmetric? I told A transpose equal to A itself. Then it is symmetric. For example, A plus A transpose if I do, what do I get? Before that, properties of transpose is A plus B transpose equal to A transpose plus A plus B transpose always equal to A transpose plus B transpose, and AB whole transpose equal to AB whole transpose equal to B transpose into A transpose. Properties of transpose. Symmetric, skew symmetric. Now, if I take A plus A transpose, whole transpose, what do I get? This is A transpose plus B transpose, split into two parts. A transpose plus A transpose, whole transpose. A transpose means changing rows into columns. Again, whole transpose means again changing. So you get A again. So this is A transpose plus A. A transpose plus A. So I am getting A transpose equal to A. Means this is symmetric or not. So A plus A transpose always gives you symmetric. That's why P is equal to A plus A transpose by 2 is symmetric at all. Like A minus A transpose whole transpose if I do, what do I get? This is A transpose minus A transpose whole transpose means minus A. So minus A common, so it becomes A minus A transpose. Means A transpose equal to minus A. Therefore, this is always symmetric. This is always symmetric. So what I want to say is, if A is a square matrix, then A transpose, A plus A transpose, or A into A transpose, A into A transpose, always symmetric. Always symmetric. Like A minus A transpose is always skew symmetric. A minus A transpose is always skew symmetric. Is always skew symmetric. A minus A transpose is always skew symmetric. Next, if A is symmetric, A transpose whole power n is always symmetric. If A is skew symmetric, and n is odd multiple, then A power n is not a skew symmetric. Next concept we will go for determinants. What is the determinant? Determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix is A equal to A, B, C, D. Then determinant of 2 by 2 matrix will be AD minus BC. AD minus BC, we already know this. So determinant of 2 by 2 matrix is AD minus BC. Now, next, what is a minor, what is a cofactor we will discuss. Then we will go for determinant. Because determinant means minor as well as the cofactor concept. So that's why we will go for cofactor first. What is a cofactor? What is a minor? Minor means minor of any element is determinant formed by excluding that row, that column. Minor of any element is determinant formed by excluding that row and that column. Means, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 3 by 3 matrix. I want minor of 1. Minor of 1 means excluding this row, this column, determinant form is 5, 6, 8, 9. This is minor of 1. Minor of 1. Like minor of any element. Minor of 1. Like minor of 9 if I want. Then minor of 9 is excluding this row, this column. Means 1, 2, 4, 5. Then so AD minus BC. So it gives you minor of any element. Next, cofactor. cofactor. What is a cofactor? We discussed earlier. Cofactor is nothing but -1 whole power I plus j means ith row jth column. -1 whole power I plus j into minor gives you cofactor. -1 whole power I plus j into minor gives you cofactor. -1 whole power I plus j into minor gives you cofactor of any element. For example, if I want cofactor of 1 in this, then -1 whole power, this is first row, first column, so 1 plus 1, 2 into its minor is 5, 6, 8, 9. So cofactor is -1 whole square plus 1 into 5 9 ja 45 minus 8 6 ja 48. So -3 is cofactor of 1. Like cofactor of 9 if I want -1 whole power 3 plus 3. Third row, third column. Like that I plus j, ith row, jth column into its minor gives you cofactor. Next, what is a determinant then? What is a determinant? Determinant means any row or column multiplied by their corresponding cofactors. The elements of any row or column multiplied by their corresponding cofactors and added together gives you determinant. Determinant. What is the determinant? So any row or any column elements of any row or any column multiplied by their corresponding cofactors, whatever the cofactor definition discussed now, multiplied their corresponding cofactors and added together gives you determinant of that matrix. Any row, any column gives you determinant of that matrix. For example, A equal to 1 2 3 4 5 0 0 6 7 something whatever. So I want the depth of this. Then any row or column multiplied by their corresponding cofactors. So if I am taking this first row, I will take 1 into its cofactor, 2 into its cofactor, 3 into its cofactor, like that and add it together. Gives you the depth. So depth A equal to 1 into its cofactor -1 whole power I plus j into this row, this column. 7 5 is 35 minus 0, 35 minus 0. Plus 2 into its cofactor. Cofactor is -1 whole power I plus j. First row, second column means whole power 3. So -1 whole power 3 means minus. That's why plus means instead of going all the. Now closing this row, this column gives you 4 7 ja 42 minus 0 plus last element 3 into its cofactor -1 whole power 1 plus 3 is 4. So plus only plus 3 into 4 6 ja excluding this row, this column gives you 4 6 ja 24 minus 0. So gives you depth A 35 minus 84 plus 70. So gives you 100 107 minus 84. 107 minus 84 means 16 plus 7 20. So this is the depth A. So depth A is nothing but any row or column. Elements of any row or column multiplied by their corresponding cofactors and added together gives you depth A. So like you can take this row also, or you can take this column also. Take their corresponding cofactors, multiply with their corresponding cofactors and add together gives you depth of that particular matrix. That is determinant. And coming to the properties of determinants, many properties we discussed for determinant. We discussed them again. So properties of determinants. What are all the properties of determinants? Properties of determinants. Number 1. No need to remember in order, just I am keeping numbers, but not needed. 5, 6 properties, most important properties we will discuss. Enough, we already discussed. Now, first property. If any two rows are identical, if any two rows are columns, so here columns is implied. If I am saying rows, columns is implied. If any two rows are columns, are identical, are in the same ratio, are in the same ratio, then that is 0. For example, A equal to 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 5 6 7. Then no need to take corresponding cofactors at all. Here two rows are identical, same. So if that is directly 0, then A is 0. Like this. If they are in the same ratio, for example, this is 2, this is 4, this is 6. Now also that is 0 because 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 ratio. They are in the same ratio, are identical. Then that is 0. This is the first property we discussed. Next, second one. If any row or column is are zeros, if any row or column are zeros, then that is 0. Means 0 0 0, 1 2 3, A B C. Then no need to calculate, it is simply 0. If any row or column is zeros, then that is 0. That is 0. Next. If any two rows are identical, then that is 0. Next. If any row or column multiplied by k, if any row or column multiplied by k, then that is increased by k times. Then that is increased by k times. This if A equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like this. Then, if any row or column means multiplied by some k, and then 2 to the 4, 6, 8, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then that is k I told. This is nothing but 28. So, whatever the net value by into 2 because I multiplied every element of the first one is 2. So that is 2 times. Like if any row or column is multiplied by k, then it is k times the version. K times the version. Like reverse of this, we can say if any matrix multiplied by k, that is delta of Ka is k power n into delta. Delta of Ka is k power n into delta. If the matrix of n is the order of the matrix. Because Ka means every element to be multiplied, every element of K is to be multiplied by k. Every element of K is to be multiplied by k. Means every time for one row it is k times I told. N rows k into k power n times. So delta of Ka is, where k is some scalar, is k power n into delta. K is a scalar. K is some scalar. The scalar multiplication of k with k is that is k power n times the original delta. Next, delta A transpose is equal to delta A. Delta A transpose equal to delta A. Next, delta AB equal to delta A into delta B. Delta AB equal to delta A into delta B and delta A into delta A. Doesn't matter. Like det of a power n. From this we can say det of a power n equal to det a whole power n. Det a power n. Because det a into det a we can write so det a power n. Like this. Next property is if any row or column multiplied by k and added to some other row, then its state is unaltered. If any row or column multiplied by k added to some other row, then its state is unaltered. Like we already did A, B, C, B, C, A, C, A, D, something. Now, if any row, this first row if I take multiplied by some A or B and added to some other row, then that is unaltered. So R2 tends to R2 plus AR1 doesn't change the net value. So any row or column multiplied by K added to some other row, then its that is unaltered. This that does not change. That does not change. If any row or column multiplied by K and added or subtracted some other row. Then its that is unaltered. Then its that is unaltered. This does not change. Unaltered. Next one. If any two rows are interchanged, any two rows, obviously columns. I'm not writing. Even if I am not writing, you have to take rows or columns in determinants, not in all cases. So if any two rows or columns are interchanged, then its that is changed by sign. Then its that is changed by sign. Sign means positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive. If any two rows are interchanged, like A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like this, its that value something will get. And if I am interchanging two rows, like R1 interchanging with R2, then that is 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. You will get negative of this. For example, if this is some 10, you will get here minus 2. Like this, negative means side change. If it is negative, then you will get here positive also. So if any two rows or columns are interchanged, then that is changed by the sign. Like this, many properties we discussed, some 14 to 15 properties we discussed. We'll continue in the next class. Next, 10th property. Det of a triangular matrix is 0. Det of a triangular matrix equal to 0. Det of a triangular matrix is 0. Because all the lower triangular or upper triangular elements are zeros. Next, no need to calculate, directly you can say det of a triangular matrix is 0. Next, det of a skew symmetric matrix. Det of a skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix. Det of a skew symmetric matrix of odd order is 0. So without calculating, if it is a square matrix of odd order and it is a skew symmetric matrix, then we can say that is 0 directly. then its det is 0 directly. Next, if determinant of a det equal to d by dx of det A is nothing but, we will find the d by dx of first row, d by dx of first row, second row, third row as is. Then first plus first row as is d by dx of second row, then third, like plus d by dx of third row, first row, second row as is d by dx of third row. Like this we find the derivative of a det by taking first row and the remaining two rows as is plus first row det of second row, third row as is. Next first second row as is det of third rows. Adding all the three gives you det of a d by dx of a det. Next, one more last property we already know. If x minus a equal to 0 means f of a equal to 0, then x minus a is a factor of f of x. X minus a is a factor of f of x, factor theorem. Applicable in determinants also. Applicable in determinant also. Next, these are properties of determinants. Next, we will go for adjoint of a matrix. These are the properties of determinants. Next, we will go for adjoint of a matrix. Determinants is very important topic. We know that we will get from both JEE Mains and MSET. For both the exams, it is very important, determinants. Anyhow, matrices itself is important. Next, in that, determinants is most important. Next concept is adjoint. We already know what is adjoint of a matrix. Adjoint of a square matrix is nothing but transpose of cofactor matrix is called as adjoint of a matrix. Means A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will find cofactors of all and we will find the transpose of those cofactor matrix. If capital A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 are the cofactors of all these elements. Then we will find this and transpose it. We will find the cofactors of all these elements, then transpose it. Gives you adjoint of a matrix. Transpose of cofactor matrix is called as adjoint of a matrix. Is called as adjoint of a matrix. Now, adjoint of a matrix is equal to adjoint of a matrix equal to, will get det A into adjoint A equal to, will get det A into I. Means A into adjoint A will get like this. We already did in IP proof also. Det A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A. Like this we will get A into adjoint A. This one we will write as det A into I. If we take det A common, so that becomes A into adjoint A by det A. If I bring on this side, A into adjoint A by det A equal to I. Means one is the inverse of the other. Means one is the inverse of the other. Means if A is non-singular, then only inverse exists. First and foremost thing, denominator mein det is there. So this is defined only if det A not equal to 0. Means if A is non-singular, then only inverse is possible. If A is non-singular, then only inverse is possible, and A inverse equal to adjoint A by det A. A inverse equal to adjoint A by, this is if A into B equal to I, one is the inverse of the other. So A into B equal to I got. So A equal to B inverse or B equal to A inverse. So this is B equal to A inverse. So A A inverse equal to adjoint A by det A. A inverse equal to adjoint A by det A. So A inverse equal to adjoint A by det A. Like this we will find the inverse also using adjoint. Next, if I want it, now if I want the det of adjoint, if I want the det of adjoint A first, means I will apply det on both sides. Det of adjoint A, if I want, I will apply det on both sides. So the det of AB is det A into det B, I will write this det B I will bring on this side. Means if I want det of A into adjoint A, det of A into adjoint A equal to det of this I will get. And det of det A 0 0 0 det A 0 0 0 det A is nothing but if I take det A common from here, det A common from here, det A. So det A power 3 because this is 3 by 3. And if I take det A common, this is det A cube into remaining is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 10. So delta phi is nothing but 1. So this is delta A cube. Now delta A comes inside. This delta of adjoint A into delta A can be written as delta A into delta of adjoint A. Delta of AB is equal to delta A and delta B. Now this delta A goes to that side by delta A. So for a 3 by 3 matrix, delta of adjoint A equal to delta A cube by A. Delta A is nothing but if it is of n order n instead of 3, then delta of A power n I will get here. So this is delta of A power n by delta A is nothing but delta A power n minus 1 is nothing but delta A power n minus 1. So what is the property I want to say now is delta of adjoint A equal to delta of adjoint A equal to delta of adjoint A equal to delta A power n minus 1. That is what we got. Delta of adjoint A equal to delta A power n minus 1. Like this, we can derive whatever the property we want. We already discussed many properties. If you want to, next property, adjoint A into adjoint A. Adjoint A into adjoint A, like adjoint of adjoint A. Adjoint of adjoint A, whatever. So adjoint of adjoint A is adjoint of adjoint A. Like the same if we do, you will get delta A power n minus 2 into same directly delta A power n minus 2 into A. Delta A power n minus 2 into A. Delta A power n minus 2 into A. Now I will go for delta of this. So simplify. So delta of adjoint A equal to delta of n minus 2 whole square. So delta of adjoint A equal to delta A power n minus 2 whole square. N minus 2 whole square. Like this, we can write the determinant means properties of adjoint A. Properties of adjoint A. If these adjoint A's are R times adjoint of adjoint A like this, if I have some n times or R times, already n I took, so for some n times it is of order n. If it is of order n, then delta A power n minus 2 whole power instead of 2 here, because I have only 2 times. If I am having R times, then this is power n. Instead of 2, I will get R. So delta A power n minus 2 power R. Next property, adjoint of AB equal to we can like matrix multiplication property only we can apply. It means determinant property only we can apply. Transpose property same. Adjoint of AB equal to adjoint B into adjoint A. Adjoint B into adjoint A. Adjoint B into adjoint A. These are properties of adjoint A. All these we discussed in earlier classes. We will continue in the next class.